Good Yontif, Chag Sameach, Happy Holidays. We are celebrating the holiday of Sukkot, which is plural for Sukkah. The Sukkah is the temporary dwelling that we spend the holiday eating in and drinking in and spending all of our free time in, commemorating the clouds that accompanied the Jewish people out of Egypt for the 40 years in the desert. And those clouds formed a protective covering from all six sides, like a sukkah. There are three festivals that were celebrated by pilgrimage. There were 3 times when everybody in Israel had to come to Jerusalem, to the temple, to celebrate a festival. There was the festival of Passover, coming out of Egypt, the festival of Shavuos, the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai, and the festival of Sukkot, the hut, or the structure in which we have all our meals and so on, commemorating the 40 years of travel in the desert. Each of the festivals is an expression of closeness and of love between God and the Jewish people and God. What is unique about this festival is that the Sukkah actually represents an embrace. You can express love through words, very powerful. If you say the right things, you know what to say. Words can carry a lot of love. Of course, a kiss is also an expression of love that comes from the mouth. Then there is the love that is expressed through gazing, through the eyes. Your eyes can speak love. A loving look can be more powerful than any words, like doves that stare at each other and it gives them great pleasure. Then there's also the hug or the embrace. What is unique about the embrace is that it embraces the entire person, including the back. See, face to face, eye to eye, mouth to mouth, very intimate, very special, but very limited. If I turn my back, you don't see my eyes, and you don't see my lips. So the affection is expressed only when we're facing each other. And it is limited to the face. The back, however, is when a person has lost interest and has turned their back, turned away. The embrace embraces even the back. The hug envelops the entire person, even the part that could rebel and turn away. In other words, the other expressions of love have to do with qualities, something special about you, the things that I find attractive about you, the things that are lovable about you. Those can be expressed in words, in a kiss, and in a look. But what about those parts that are not always lovable? What about the entirety of the person? Here, the embrace expresses an acceptance, a desire, an embrace of even the parts that could be a little distasteful, rebellious. The back, that shows no qualities. You cannot tell by looking at the back of a person the qualities of the person. You can't tell their beauty, you can't see their refinement, their character. That you can only see in the face. The back represents the part of a person that doesn't really help you love them. But in the embrace, you include that part of the person, and you don't want to let go. Even when there might be a reason to let go, embrace means, I don't want to let you go. If you want to turn your back on me, I can't take no for an answer. Which means I am relating to the entire person, not only to the finest qualities of the person. And so in the mitzvah of fulfilling the obligations of the Sukkah, the mitzvah is to sit in the Sukkah and have your meal. Well, you're sitting in the Sukkah with your boots. Not the most lovable part. And yet the Sukkah embraces even that. Fascinating that in order to have a kosher Sukkah, a structure, you can have 4-wall structure. 3 walls are also good. Even 2 walls and a little bit of a third is sufficient. Why is that? Because really that is the nature of a hug. When you hug someone, you hug them with your arm. And the arm has 3 parts. The upper arm, the forearm, and the hand. That's how you embrace someone. You hug them by wrapping your arm around them, around their back. That takes 3 parts. So you have to have 3 walls. And sometimes even 2 walls and a little bit are enough, because if you look at the arm, the forearm is significant, the upper arm is significant, the hand, compared to the rest, is a tiny part. So really, the arm represents 2.5, or 2 walls and a partial wall. What needs to be added is the idea that a hug can't be performed just by an arm. A detached arm is not a very meaningful hug. The arm is attached to you. And so you hug the person with your arm, but to you, to your body. So really there are 4 walls. There's your body, the upper arm, the forearm, and a little piece of the 4th wall. Everything in Torah is so perfect that it's got to be divine. There's no other way. We're talking about a sukkah that has 4 walls, 3 walls, or 2 walls and a little part. Take a look at the word sukkah and how it is spelled in Hebrew. It is spelled with a samach, which is the S sound. Then there is the kaf, which is the K sound, sukkah. And then there is the hey, which is the ha at the end. Do you notice something? Let's try this again. The samach, the chaf, the hey. You notice that the samach has 4 walls, closed from all sides. You notice that the chaf has 3 walls, open on one side. And you notice that the hey has 2 walls and another little bit with an opening. It is amazing. So why is the 3rd wall, or 4th wall, if you're counting the body, why is it only a partial wall? Because there has to be an opening. There's got to be an entrance. You got to be able to get in. In addition to that, there is something about this holiday in ancient times where all the nations, the non-Jewish nations, were invited to bring their sacrifice on behalf of their nation. And so the door is open to allow all the nations to participate. So in this perfect picture, the significance or the benefits of a hug that is special even compared to the kiss or the look. The expression of love that comes through the hug or through the embrace is what the Sukkah is all about. So entering the Sukkah is like entering the embrace. So by all means, find the Sukkah, visit a Sukkah, enter a Sukkah, and let God embrace you with a big hug.
We have a Sunday night program for VIPs that you might be interested in. It's informal, it's questions and answers, it's conversation. It's really relaxed, it's really pleasant, enjoyable, informative, and kind of community-like. It's a Sunday night program. There's a Wednesday morning program for the VIPs, and there's a Wednesday night program. All of it just conversation, casual, laid back, unscripted. So join us, take a look, click the link below and see which of the three suits you best, and join us for some enjoyable conversation.